Thank you very much. I have one question on the Vuka investment. Bearing in mind that you're competing for investment with the treasury bills, the treasury bonds, the money market, what is the next big thing? What should make me, as a Vuka investment, excited belong in this platform? What that one thing that is coming up that when I go home, I tell my husband, I was in a Vuka talk this evening, and I'm excited that next year we will have ABCD. What is the next thing that is coming up? Another thing is the lady talked about wanting to move out of her parents' house. I would like to know, is Vuka thinking about diversifying? You're talking about student rental houses, maybe into conference halls, into other they call building investments.
Okay. So, first and foremost, and I don't say this to dampen your spirit when you go home, talk to your husband. Investment is, most of the good investments, they are not those exciting things that, in fact, I see these things that come with a lot of fanfare and excitement. And I always say here, there's some hidden thing. Investment and savings is about kidogo kidogo hujaza. Kidogo kidogo hujaza. You actually don't even, you look back and you surprise yourself at how much you have been able to save or reach. Many people have SACCO accounts, even me, I have a SACCO. I never even look at it, but sometimes I check how much. I'm surprised, but it's kidogo kidogo hujaza kibaba. So when it comes to a product, when I talk, I don't come here marketing Vuka. Their team, with Vuka has a place for everybody who is interested. I want to talk about financial literacy and investments and savings in whatever area or place you can go. It's the one thing you should always remember about investments and this kind of things is that, especially for individual investors, forget institutional investors, individual investors, what you want is something that is earning you above inflation, because then you're creating wealth. But this thing of chasing products that are also telling you, they'll give you 17%, they're probably a very risky product to give you those type of returns. We have been talking today about BlackRock and Fidelity and Vanguard. Those funds are extremely big today, $10 trillion plus. They hold the money of millions and millions of Americans and Europeans who invest kidogo kidogo. How were they created? They were created in the early 70s, when some people did some research and discovered that actually, if you just invest on the New York Stock Exchange index, you've heard of the S&P 500 or the FTSE 100. You hear about those things. That if you just invest on the index, over the long term, 100 years, 50 years, you will get a return around 8%. And those countries, their inflations are around 2-3%. So that is when now funds stopped being actively invested, and they put them in those index funds. They just track those index. That's why when someone asked me so they have created an index for Kenya. They just track that index. That's how they invest. So if in Kenya you get an investment that gets you anything between 10 and 12% total return, whether it's cash and capital appreciation, be okay. Because our inflation tends to be around 5-6%. That will build you wealth over the long haul. So what is my point? My point is that the key takeaways you should maybe take is that, one, that wealth is created over time. Two, it's created by investing kidogo kidogo. That to me is the most. Now people look for excitement. What's the next excitable thing? I said, don't do investment that way. This thing is about just, slowly you build up your pie. Most of those things guys do to go speculate, you end up losing your money. And now once you lose, trying to build again becomes extremely difficult. I missed the second question. It was
Of right now you're dealing with students accommodation.
or us,
Yes.
or we are going to do young professional housing. It's
Yes.
soon coming. But whether we'll do shops or offices, we won't build those. We may manage those, but we won't build those. But yeah, we will do other rental segments as well, not just students.